Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make three RedPower farms that are all automated using a computer to control them. The first one over here is the tree farm. How it works is this will basically work as a bulldozer. See over here you can see two frame motors. These can pull all the frames together because the frames work as a glue to connect things. As long as you have covers on the frames, on the sides of the frames, they can slide along things. Like if this frame right here was actually this one right here would usually connect to that jacketed wire right there, but since there's a cover, it will just slide right past it. Isn't that amazing? And the bottom sides of where the actual gear system is of a frame motor does not connect to these, but the rest of it can. And these require power, so I've got some jacketed cable, which is connecting to a battery, which is being powered by solar panels. So that's powering it. Then right here I have two receivers, which can receive signals to power it, and here's the redstone behind it. Whenever it receives a frequency on the back command, it will then hold this for 42 seconds. A state cell will make it so the pulse lasts for 42 seconds when it receives one. And this will then, for every second within there, it'll make one pulse so 42 pulses total, which then will, since this is the back command, once it gets all the way 32 forwards, it'll then pull it 32 backwards until it's all the way back. And it's pretty much the exact same over here, only this one sends it forwards, and I will show you now. TH is the command because it's tree harvest. So as you can see, this is just bulldozing over the trees, and I didn't actually calculate the size of the max height of a tree that's not like those ginormous trees. Enough so I had to cut off the tops of some of them so I could make it so it completely destroys all of them and doesn't get jammed or anything. And whatever it harvests, and I'm just going to cut the frequency off so you don't have to wait for all of those to go. Where is this? There it is. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? What's the number? 42. 42 is a lucky number. Now I'm just going to do back, so I go to the computer and type TB or tree back. This will then pull will pull the whole machine backwards, and all the trees and saplings and everything is then stored into that chest. And once it gets all the way backwards, which I'll pause and wait till okay, now that's all back, this sorting machine then pulls all the wood and everything, including that rose, out of the chest and into this one. And all of the regular oak wood is then sucked out and put into a sawmill, which is part of thermal expansion, which then turns one log into 6 planks as opposed to just 4. And it can also create sawdust. As you can see, it increased by increments of 6. Nice. Then over here is the auto sugarcane farm. What happens is this thing goes and works as a bulldozer too, with 2 block breakers that are always running. It doesn't actually look like they are, but they are. And when it goes forwards, it will, for some reason it seems to break the bottom one first, which then makes this one fly into the air. So what I did to fix this problem is I put a transposer there, and typically they fly onto the back where they can also then be picked up by this transposer, which are items. Okay, and so the whole system that makes this work is this timer here, which then activates the block breakers and the transposers. And once again, there's a sorting machine that'll pull the sugarcane out and put it into this chest. Then from there, half of it's auto-crafted into paper, and half of it's pulverized using thermal expansion. Once again, 1 sugarcane into 2 sugar, as opposed to just crafting it and getting 1. The command for this, if you might have guessed, is SH, or sugarcane harvest, since the last one was TH for tree harvest. I'm going to go through and push down all of the sugarcane, and see sometimes it messes up and loses some, but that's okay. You're already getting in, like, next any sugar cane you'll ever want. And this long thing right here in the back is kind of necessary. It's not really necessary. If I designed it differently, I wouldn't need to use all these frames. But what happened was sugarcane grew up behind it, so when I tried to go back, it got jammed and couldn't go back farther. So this just makes it so it's unable to grow until I tell it to go all the way back. And I'll pause it. Nope, not tree back. S back. I'll let you see that it does in fact go back and I'm not cheating somehow. And then, as you can see here, it pulled all the sugarcane out of that chest and then stored it in here, and that's all the sugarcane it got. It's then pulling it out using BuildCraft pipes, and because those are the only things that can work with auto crafting tables, and distribution pipes, so I can make it so only half go. It's the easiest way to do it. I could have used RedPower, but this is the easiest way to go about it because thermal expansion is a part of BuildCraft, and this auto crafting table is also a part of BuildCraft, which makes it a lot easier to work. As you can see, there's paper coming out, and the sugar is rising by 2. Nice. Then over here we have my favorite machine of them all, the auto potato farm. And what it will do as it goes by, this block breaker will then go in front of it. It'll break that, harvesting like all 4 potatoes. And since this inventory is filled with potatoes, it'd say, okay, there's no room for more potatoes, so then I'll try to go to the next one, the next one, next one, and next one, until they're all full. And then it'll eventually put it into this chest right here. Or no, that'll be where all the rest of the potatoes are stored. And it doesn't actually, like, they don't all try to go to that first one, they try to go to the inventory that's closest to them. So this one right here would try to go to this one, then it would try to go to that one. Well, I'd try to go to one of those. And if this one was full, but this one was not, it would then go to that one. And it just goes to whichever inventory is closest to it. Okay, and I just broke 2 of the potatoes. Okay, and that's how it works. And then once this breaks it, then it'll be over top of this one, and this one will be over the field that it just broke. So then this will then plant it. And it works along with one of these long poles as well. And all of these have basically the exact same setup with the wiring. This one actually has a slightly different one, though, actually, for the back command. It has to set out the secret frequency number 10. And what this will do, it will turn off the timer, so that way it will stop breaking blocks, because since this is in the front, when it was going all the way back, like if I told it to go back, it would just break the fields that it replanted already, which would be counterproductive, making it so the deployers were basically pointless. Okay. Now we'll watch PH, or potato harvest. As you can see, this is then breaking the potatoes, then planting them right behind it. Nice. And it'll do this, and eventually it gets about 5 stacks of potatoes, if I'm correct, somewhere around that number. And then it also has a setup right here, which whenever the chest gets there right here, the sorting machine will pull all of it out, put the potatoes in here, where they're then pulled out and stored. We'll put it into these blue electric furnaces, which then pull that out and give us baked potatoes for food. Because you don't really need any more for the farm. This isn't big enough farm for you, then I don't know what would be a big enough farm for you. Okay, now that's all the way over here. I don't see... Did it miss those 2, or did those just grow instantly? I don't know. But then potato back. As you can see from here, the frequency number 10 is lit up, so the timer has stopped, so it doesn't continuously break the entire field again on its way back. Which actually might be useful if you wanted to just... And it might help to... I mean, it wouldn't really be useful because you could always just pull it back, then push it back forwards again, because it's just a type of command. But here's all the potatoes being sent back into here, and as you can see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9.5. Which then get pulled out by this every 20 seconds, so this doesn't get, like, completely overcrowded. And you'll see it really soon. Pulls out a stack at a time. Just make it day.